Alright, here's the video review for Transformers Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures, as what they're now calling Cyberverse. Optimus Prime, this is the Deluxe class. I think Deluxe is a Warrior. Man, I can't even remember what they're calling these things. They've had so many different... Oh, Deluxe class. It says right here on the box. I knew they've used Deluxe and Warrior, and I'd forgotten which one was which. So Deluxe class Optimus Prime. These are the more straightforward Transformers without... real gimmicks. They do have blast effects. And also, real quick while I'm at it, since we've done Megatron, I forgot to show off that his blast effect does actually store here on his backpack. Like, all of them have ways of using their blast effects. So he's kind of got a little jetpack going there. Personally, I think a lot of the blast effects are going to live with all of my siege blast effects, but you can do that. I just realized I forgot to do that. So I guess we're going to have to put Megatron up first. Anyway, so here's Optimus Prime. His little matrix blast effect that we'll see later. Again, it's also two pieces, but it can plug in here back on the back of his vehicle mode to give him make him look like he's doing a little zoom there. But yeah, that's again, it only goes on one way. You got to kind of rotate it. And again, you could glue this tip on there, although I guess this blast effect could fit over a peg, whereas let's see, does that fit on a peg? Let's see. Yeah, it fits over like so. There's Spinister with the ball joint of that on a peg, and I think even the bigger blast effects can fit on those pegs as well. Yeah, so you could, don't know, I guess you could stick it on his gun. There we go, now he's doing a heckin' blast. Anyway. So yeah, blast effects are compatible with siege figures, in case you were wondering. Now, one of the things I like about this, he's very small. He's a very small Optimus Prime in vehicle mode, a very tiny, tiny truck cab. But I like that his rifle stores back here, and it's a little bit more stumpy of a rifle. But I dig the design cues, and I love that even though it's not completely hidden, I like that you can store his rifle here in vehicle mode. Stores way better than the blast effect. But you just untab that, and you can pop that out. And there's, like I said, I do dig it. It's a cool little chubby version of his standard rifle. But yeah, set that off to the side, and we can start transforming Optimus Prime. And the first thing you want to do is come over here, untab these front panels and flip them around. And that will let you start getting the, there's a little tab here that goes behind there, but start getting the arms out. And you can bring those around to the front here. Flip his fists out here. And then once the fists are out, you can fold these panels up onto the underside of his arms like that. Come down here, take these little light panels and fold them up into the torso like that. Bring the waist down here. This should snap into place here. There we go. Push it up so that tabs in and rotate his waist around. And then untab his legs from each other. Come on, there we go. And then flip his feet down. And then open up this panel and just fold it around to the back. He kind of gets some little circular jet panels on his back. There's actually a little tab here so you can flip his head up. So pull that all the way up and clip it into place. And there is Optimus in robot mode. Slightly higher shoulders. Give him his rifle. But he's got a ball-jointed head, so he can look. Again, Megatron couldn't look up because of the wheel behind him. Optimus has a harder time looking down because of his giant chin. But it is on a ball joint. Decent range of motion at the ball joint in the shoulder. He's got a hinge here at the body. Bicep swivel. Hinge elbow to about 90 degrees. Ball joint wrist, so he's got wrist swivel as well as a little bit of motion there. We saw the waist swivel during transformation. Ball joint hips. He's got a thigh swivel just above the knee there. Decent range of motion in the knee itself. And then front to back and ankle tilt on the feet. So they're actually doing a pretty decent job of giving these guys articulation, regardless of whether you care for the design look of these guys. The plastic does feel a little lower quality than some of the siege figures. I'm not sure if that's due to thickness, because you can see they do have a little bit more hollowness than we've been seeing on the siege figures lately. But they're a little bit more basic for younger patrons of the toy line. But there's Optimus Prime, and you can open up his chest here to reveal the Matrix. And like I said earlier, it does even have a little blue paint deep recessed into the matrix, and he's got a matrix blast, so he can shoot his big blast out of his chest there. Now, as we saw in Megatron's video, the McAdam part he comes with is the forearm here, which does have a wrist swivel. And again, just as a reminder, here's all the bits for McAdam we've got so far with the first 4 figures. We'll get him Optimus, Megatron, Bumblebee, and Shockwave here are how the pieces go. And when we get the next wave of Grimlock, Hot Rod, RC, and Thunderhowl, we can put them together and check them out. Since we've done Megatron already, just a quick look here. He is... I think these two scale really nicely together. They're a little smaller than I would prefer them to be. But for little Deluxe Optimus and Megatron, I think they scale nicely with each other. They look good together, and they've actually been coming around in my bag, my work bag, been carrying them around with me. And again, with Spinister as the guideline, here they are with the Siege Deluxe. So again, a little smaller than the Siege Deluxes, but I think kids are going to enjoy them, and I think that they're fairly well designed. I wish the plastic were a little sturdier, maybe a little less hollow, but they're fun little figures as part of the Cyberverse line. Certainly more intriguing and fun than some of the earlier gimmick-based figures were that were a little on the, I don't know, less good side. Let's put it that way. But there is Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures Optimus Prime.